is this? What is it that we're doing?
Well, this is a little show we like to call Conversations, Cocktails, and Connections. I'm Amy Hester.
I'm Emily Reeves, and I'm very excited about this cocktail tonight.
So I don't even know what it is, but I saw berries, and I might eat the bowl of berries.
Yeah, so it's got blackberries in it. So
Yum.
It's called a Ricardo Zarza, which
Okay.
I think it's like a twist on a bramble, I think is what I read on this background.
Like Ricky Ricardo?
I think it has to do with the guy who made the drink up, but it's a blackberry bramble type situation with tequila.
Okay, we like tequila.
We like tequila, and a traditional bramble has gin.
Okay, I've never had a bramble.
Me either. So I think
I thought you were saying ramble.
Bramble. So, you want to mix it up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So, all right. So you put all the stuff in a mixing glass, mix it up, and then pour it in, and then we're actually going to put the blackberry liqueur on top, after we kind of like what they did at the Clinton restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, he put the cognac on top,
a floater,
like a floater. So we got to do all the stuff and then add this. And this was really interesting. So I went searching for blackberry liqueur, which is creme de mure or something like that.
Rocktown,
and Rocktown has some.
That's amazing. It's pretty.
And it said, and I was like, well, was this maybe just like a blackberry whiskey or something? But it says liqueur on it.
Huh.
So,
okay.
Anyway, I was really excited to get, a local brand here.
So do you muddle the berries or?
No, they are just a garnish.
Okay.
Because we got the blackberry.
And an appetizer.
Yeah. Okay. So the recipe calls for 3/4 ounce of fresh lime juice. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces.
Okay. So are you going to use any of your lessons from 42 bar and table?
Well, I don't know. I'm just going to keep following the recipes, I think. Okay, we're going to do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. I made us some fresh simple syrup. So
I almost, when he was making that cocktail the other day, I almost said a floater, but I was thinking he probably would be offended if I said a floater.
Why?
I don't know, because I feel like people know floaters of in margaritas or, I don't know. I guess you can always get a floater in anything, right?
Yeah. Okay, so then 1.5 ounces of tequila. So I'm going to put in 3 since we are doubling.
Yummy. So how was your day today?
How was my day today?
It was so pretty. We had the door open all day today at the salon.
It was gorgeous today. Yeah. In fact, I thought to myself, is there any place in the U.S. where you can get where you get southern fall weather year round?
Yeah.
Because if there is, I am 100% moving there.
Yeah.
And I didn't take the time to look that up, but I did leave the house a couple of times today. Sorry, I splashed it.
Okay.
All right.
I made sure I just didn't even care if flies flew in the salon because I was just it felt so good to have the fresh air.
So nice.
And this time of our life with COVID, I'm pretty sure fresh air is probably better.
Yeah,
right?
Flies or no flies, yeah. I did not do a good job of pouring that equally. So, Amy, you're going to have a little bit more than me. It'll be okay.
I need it. I just got off work.
All right, so then we're going to do 3/4 ounce of this on top of each.
Okay.
So
that is called, from Rocktown, Blackberry 40 proof.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Okay.
We need to ask around about that. I wonder if they actually make this cocktail with that liqueur at Rocktown.
So pour it on top. That's pretty.
Mm-hmm. The last red drink I had,
you didn't care for them? All right.
It was just different. I just think we learned we don't want grenadine in our cocktails.
For sure. Okay. And then we'll do a blackberry garnish.
Oh my God, I love how it's ombre.
And then I got straws.
Ooh.
All right, there you go.
Very nice.
Look how pretty. Yeah, cheers.
Ombre.
Mmm.
David.
I like it.
It's good. It is fruity.
It is fruity. It's berry-y.
I might need a topper of tequila.
Yeah, we'll
It's
we'll,
good.
We'll
I mean, I really like it.
I'm gonna make another one. Maybe do a little bit more tequila, and then we can put a little bit more in each of our glasses.
Oh, that sounds great.
Okay. Oh, who's our guest?
Spencer Jansen. I love this redheaded guy so much. He works for the Arkansas Art Center, and I did. There was a period of time, like quite a few years, that I did a lot of volunteering at the Art Center, and we've become friends. And he actually used to be a bartender, so I wish he was here with us to make us a cocktail.
No.
But I'm anxious to hear about what's going on at the Art Center and how does something keep memberships going during COVID, plus a remodel. Yeah. I mean, no, not a remodel, like almost a complete redo.
Well, they moved, right? Like they're moving locations and everything?
They're moved temporarily to Riverdale, but they're completely redoing the Art Center, like completely.
I bet this has been an interesting 6 months for them, for sure.
I can't even imagine. But anyway, I can't wait to talk to him and see what's up.
All right, well, let's do it.
And hopefully he'll approve of our cocktail this evening.
I hope so.
Bye. How are you?
I'm well.
I said my favorite redheaded man is joining us.
There's not many of us out there.
Spencer, this is Emily.
Hey, Spencer.
Hi, Emily.
I don't know. Have y'all met before? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe in passing or something. I don't know.
Know that we have.
I don't believe so. Yeah.
But when I've said that on past podcasts, I have been corrected by the guest. So I am trying to be careful now. I'm getting older and my memory is failing me.
Well, welcome to Conversations, Cocktails, and Connections.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate the drink that you gave us. The recipe, we did not do that recipe.
I can tell by looking at the glasses.
And you know why I didn't even pass it to Emily? Because I felt like it was a drink that we had last night at 42, but actually now that I told her, and I don't think it was.
I don't know what
was that one called?
A Negroni?
No, we have not had a Negroni.
Okay.
Yeah, I was suggesting a Negroni and a Boulevardier because it's pretty much the same, except for you're subbing a bourbon or rye for the gin. And it would be nice to kind of taste those two together and then see what the difference is between the two of them.
Does a Negroni have Campari in it?
It does. So it's basically equal parts gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth.
Okay. I think I've made one before, but we haven't done it on the show.
Okay. We'll have to do it, and we will shout out Spencer.
Yes, we will. So we ended up making like a version of a Bramble, but it's with tequila and blackberry liqueur instead of...
Isn't it pretty?
It is pretty. Pretty. So I'm drinking a Weller Full Proof. This is what I have. Let's see. There it is.
That's a really nice bottle, isn't it?
It is. I found out about it and I bought it over at 107 Liquor. So
I knew you were about to say that.
yeah.
John Crow, what?
Yeah, so John let me know that was in, and I've got that. So it's a treat for myself and kind of save it for special occasions. So I figured.
Yes. So are you in a little not like club, but one of the people that likes to get these special bourbons
and bourbons?
And
I appreciate them. I will get them. My pocketbook doesn't. The reality is I have some at my house, but I don't drink that much of the special stuff. I'll keep a bottle of good stuff for years. So no, not to the level that some people, I've seen some people with collections that liquor stores envious of. So I'm not that level. Yeah. I mean, my go-to is like whiskey and Dr. Pepper.
So I guess that's like collecting Louis Vuitton purses or something.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's that same kind of idea that Pappy Van Winkle has, that weeded bourbon.
Okay. I have heard of that because of the Art Center.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'll tell you later. But I know that sounds weird. But so we should do that. Maybe we should go in together and buy like a really fancy bottle and just have a little.
We can do it.
Why not?
I mean, but we'll have to lock it up so we both don't drink it. while we're not together.
I don't think it'll be a problem.
I'll hold it for you. I'll hold it, and
You'll
then
hold it
both
for
of you
us?
can call me and let me know when it's time, and I will bring it over.
We can
I'll put it in the
start.
door.
We can start. Like we have some
We should-
Macallan in the
Okay.
cabinet. I mean, that's a good place to start, right?
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
know nothing. All I've ever heard of is Pappy Van Winkle, because when Fountain Fest would come around, John Crow, who owns 107 Liquor in Sherwood, always donates a bottle.
Oh, nice.
And they have a raffle.
Yes, we have a
Always-
chance drawing, so yeah, and it does
What did
very well.
You say chance drawing.
Chance drawing. That's what it's called.
The legal term.
I had to I was like, wait a minute, I probably just said that wrong.
All right. Well, Spencer, what do you do for the art center? Let's
Let's go there.
Yeah, we just jumped right in.
I know,
We
sorry.
haven't even.
Sure, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm the director of membership and visitor experience at the art center. So kind of oversee membership at under $1,000 and the visitor services team along with the museum store as well. So that's a newer role. I actually kind of just got into that role maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I've been doing membership, but these other parts of the art center just got put on me as well. So I'm excited because we're really gearing up for a big launch in 22.
Okay, so
That's
22 is the launch, because I bet you've had an interesting 6 months.
Yeah.
So how have you guys been doing that? I mean, I haven't even talked to you about that, because Art Center is temporarily in Riverdale.
Correct. So we moved, July of this year. Yeah. Well, no, last year, July of last year, we moved to Riverdale, 2510 Cantrell in Riverdale.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we had this huge going away party at the old building, August 24th. You know, we let people paint on the walls, did a crazy party. Things are going smoothly. We've got everything set up for this time. I mean, we were working with cows, and we had artwork from our collection that was on display of all the cows branches, and then COVID hit. So a blessing in disguise for us is the fact that we were going under this building renovation.
Right.
So I look at my peers throughout the museum world, and they're having to close exhibitions and all these programs that they had lined up. Thankfully, we did have some of that lined up, but our pivot was, I'd say, less severe than other museums. But we really transitioned to a digital world kind of pretty quickly in a way that we've been wanting, but your hand was forced.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've really done all of our classes. That was something that we had to cancel in person. So we teach youth and adults, basically any medium you want to learn how to draw, paint, sculpt, all that. And we moved that online.
So I've heard, I don't remember who was talking
That's
about
so
it.
interesting.
Somebody
It was probably Mariah.
Yes, it was Mariah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was talking about that, because I was like, that's so awesome. Because especially there's a lot of stuff besides probably pottery, which maybe you can do pottery at home without, you just have to fire it at somewhere.
Yeah, some of those classes where it's a little bit more hands-on on the teaching, some of the pottery, some of the glass that we're doing, that's not necessarily done, but we are firing for students. So
That's
there's
awesome.
kind of like I don't want to say a work study, but kind of a work from home, and then we'll fire the stuff for you.
Yeah.
But a lot of the drawing, we're even doing improv classes. So all that can be done online, which is nice.
So how many students can enroll? Is it set?
It's not like the Zoom world. One thing that's nice is like, oh, unlimited, you can have 500 students. We still want to offer that really intimate experience with the students. So we try and limit it to, 10 or so students. So the teacher has time to really work with each person, even though it is in that Zoom world. And that helps us to kind of really hone in on what they're doing. One thing I will say is we used to offer classes and they would last, 12 weeks. It was, a quarter. Now we've condensed it, and we offer them basically once a month. So every month there's a whole new crop of classes coming up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really love that approach, because even like both of us have taken classes at the art center, and like I would never ever actually finish a class.
I didn't
because
finish
like
either.
it would be like, okay, something's come up and now I can't get there, and then I would get frustrated and then not go. Like, so I only went to half the classes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, totally. Which, the one thing that I loved about classes, and I never participated in the museum sale, which students can sell their work, which I think it's almost kind of worth just to do classes where you can be in the museum cell and sell your products.
Yeah. I mean, people will pay for their classes through the sales and at the museum sale.
Yeah.
So historically, we would have that. Originally, it was on site at the Art Center, then it transitioned to off site, and we've had it at the fairgrounds for years. Well, the world we live in now doesn't allow that. So can you imagine where it would be?
November, right?
It is. So November 19th, I believe, is when it starts, and we're actually going to do it virtually this year.
Oh, just like an auction type thing, or how do you do that?
Not necessarily an auction. We're going to let artists kind of open up their basically their websites, and we'll have links to different artist websites that sign up for it. So it usually would have it like Friday and Saturday, and it would be, open to the public Saturday, members night Friday. Now we're going to extend it for a month-long thing. So we're going to have programming along with it. We'll interview artists. It's going to be a really cool experience.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, I love that.
She likes to not have to be in person as much.
I know. Yeah.
online purchasing.
Yeah.
Well, that's so cool. So you're saying that the artists will display it how they want to display. So they could have their own website. What if they don't have a website?
We actually offer classes right now to teach them how to do that.
Oh.
So we know that some of our students don't know how to utilize those tools of the interwebs. So we say, okay, this is how you create that marketplace. This is how you do those sales. So we work with the students to ensure that they have the tools at their disposal to make those sales and participate.
That's amazing.
That's really great.
Oh my gosh. Well, have you been working the whole time in Riverdale, or have you worked from home some?
I've been working at home. I've been working the whole time.
Okay.
That's one of the things about being, in development and fundraising is we're always working.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working from home probably mid-March when we were sent home. So I guess March 11th was the first case in Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And then shortly thereafter, we went all home. I've started going in a little bit more. Like I spend about half a day at home or at work and at home. And it's kind of like, you get back from school from summer and you run into everybody like, oh, what have you been doing? It's like that every time you go in because you're seeing someone else. Like it slowly trickles in of staff coming in.
Yeah. And we need that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one-on-one talking to people, and you want to just give them a big bear hug.
You do. Yeah. Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Well, have you, so how is memberships? Like what is happening in the membership world? Because one, their obstacle from the very beginning pre-COVID was just a remodel. I mean, or a rebuild or whatever. That was already, hard, probably just trying to keep memberships up when you don't have a full permanent facility. So how do you do it now, COVID and that?
Do you have an answer for me? So it's been okay. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I mean, we've definitely seen a hit because of the remodel. We know that was going to happen, like you said. We were doing better than expected. And honestly, we've done better than I think we would be doing even in the age of this pandemic. Part of it is we have an amazing membership base, people that are dedicated and going to stick with us because they know what's coming. We don't know what's happening with this pandemic, but one thing we do know is an art center will be opening in 2022. Mm-hmm. So people know that. That's like the little bit of hope that I have right now.
Yeah.
Is the world is crazy. This is affecting everybody, but I see my silver lining, and our members are seeing that today.
I just by talking to clients and stuff, a lot of people really like, not for a permanent thing, but they like the fact that it's easy to go to Riverdale and we all keep something there, or will you completely move everything out?
We will be in MacArthur Park.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I don't even know if you have to walk in the doors. The moment you park and see it, you will forget about 2510 so quickly. 2510 is Riverdale. So what you're going to see and experience is going to be nothing like you've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, I was talking to someone, this was pre-pandemic. It was at a gallery about a year and a half ago. And he was excited when he saw the plans. He said, there's no building that I can think of in the state where I can go and spend the entire day. There's nowhere.
Yeah.
And I agree. There is no place that we're going to provide a place where you can go walk in the park You can go see exhibitions. You can take a class. You can see a theater performance or performing arts. You can then decompress in areas throughout the building. You can go to the restaurant for dinner or lunch. So we have this whole cultural living room that faces basically the skyline of Little Rock, that faces north, that you can just sit and just relax, have a cup of coffee. There's no building that I can think of at this entire state that you can fulfill an entire day and have a different experience every couple hours. And that's why you'll forget about 2510.
So will you still be, like, the art center's always been free entrance, right? You haven't had to pay. Will it still be free after the reopen?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And so y'all are staying in the same building, but you're remodeling and adding on, I guess?
Adding on extensively to the building and to the park. I mean, it's going to be almost 6 acres of landscaping as well into MacArthur Park.
Okay.
So consider it, it's just the building. It's more than that. It's an integration into MacArthur Park, including
that.
Yeah, so it's going to unify that area the way it was intended, decades ago.
That's a beautiful park. We've got, I mean, of course, I've gone to the art center a bunch, but they have a dog park, so we'll take the dogs. It's been a minute since I've been there with my dog, and I haven't been in probably since the beginning of COVID. So I bet there's a lot that's been done. Has COVID slowed down the construction?
Not at all.
Really?
It has not slowed down. We haven't missed days. There hasn't been any halt to it. Even we thought maybe some stuff that was being shipped, none of that. And really it's employing Arkansans too, which is one of our favorite things, is we're working with local businesses to get the supplies in, get the labor here. So it's working around the clock. I implore everybody to go drive by. I go by once a week. You can see the building. There's fencing up, but you can see by it. You'll just drive by, and the sheer size of it will start to come into play.
Yeah, I need to drive by for sure.
Will the restaurant have outdoor dining at some point?
Or
like some kind of, because I know there were like little like, where the classes were. I've always loved the area where the classes were with the little gardens in the center. I always thought those were so cool.
Yes and yes. So that garden aspect is still going to be there. My brother got married where you're talking about, actually. Well, that no longer exists, but there will be definitely green space off the classrooms. And then there will be dining for the restaurant that looks into MacArthur Park. So all that is going to happen. Like I said, you will be busy all day. Come down.
I cannot wait. Do you know how crazy it's going to be the first year? Your memberships are going to be blowing.
Yeah.
Crazy, because everybody's going to just want a piece of the action, which you want people to support now, but everybody in town's going to want to see this place.
We hope so, and we feel the same way. That's actually why I was in the office today. I was working with the team to kind of build out our timeline from opening to today. What are those major milestones? What are we doing? What campaigns are we looking at to get people engaged? How are we working with the community to get them involved? So we are trying to figure out all those steps, and it's exciting to look at that.
So the museum store, is that online right now? So everything you're selling is all full online?
It is. And we're going to be launching, I hope on October 5th, it should be the day, we're going to start offering even virtual shopping where you can call in and do FaceTime or Zoom or whatever you want. We will have Katie, who's our museum store manager, walk around the store and shop with you. So she'll say, okay, do you want to see this? Do you want to go closer? Let's look at that. Let's zoom in.
Or try a piece of jewelry on.
And she'll show that to you. And then we do home deliveries, we do curbside pickup, whatever you want, we'll make that work. And then members, of course, get 10% off anything they buy.
So every time I go to the museum store, I find something I want. Every time.
It's good stuff, and it's a range of like local artist stuff they make. We have even art supplies for our students, to crafts. I buy most of my presents for my family there.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy a baby gift. You could buy something for your house. Obviously, something for your house, but you could buy jewelry. I mean, books.
Books are our big seller.
Yeah,
that's big for us. We have a lot of puzzles too. People probably didn't think, you go to Walmart, you go to Barnes & Noble, and you couldn't find a puzzle. We had them, and these puzzles are tough. They're like gradient puzzles where it's just like all the tones of purple. Like, I'm not even trying.
Okay, I've seen this. I actually saw somebody on Instagram that was doing a completely black puzzle. I was like, oh my Lord, I'm glad you got time, because I would not have the patience to do that at all. But so also I know Spencer from the Contemporaries group that I was involved with a while back. It seems like forever, but it really wasn't that long ago. But that was the most fun of my life. I love the Contemporary group. I love the Art Center. And how are y'all doing the auxiliary groups right now? Like, how does everybody keep together? And the big thing, like, I know when I was there, with anything, it's just like to be present and to keep people active so you don't like fall off and lose members, as you're probably used to. But I mean, same thing with auxiliary. What are y'all doing right now?
It's it's still that virtual world, but looking at it and trying to do social aspects of it, that's kind of the tricky but fun part to figure that out. Is we've done some lectures, we've had some artist talks. I went and interviewed Chris Hines, who was the Contemporaries Award winner for the Delta. That's still on view online. You can see that exhibition. So I went to his house, interviewed him, and people could ask questions. And we're looking at one of our next events for the Contemporaries is we're going to release some products with Rocktown. They have some pre-bottled cocktails. And
we're using Rocktown tonight.
I love Rocktown. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going to come and talk about that product. We actually have a coloring book page from one of our pieces in our collection, just for us to do something together as a group. And then we'll probably discuss that piece as well. So if you learn about that piece, it's Diego Vera's Dos Mujeres. So that's currently, I believe, in Cleveland. That piece.
Oh, wow. So is a lot of the pieces, are they traveling right now that the Art Center owns?
There is a good stock.
Having to store it since you're remodeling. How does that work with all the super uber big stuff? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we do have stuff that we partner with CALS, the Central Arkansas Library System. Each branch has a curated collection in those branches. So we worked with them. So we recognized, okay, the Hillary Rodham Clinton Children's Library, we put stuff in there that we know kids would be gravitating towards, so we could engage them. We did that with the Layman Library as well. We looked at the surroundings there and made sure that the collection that we brought in represented that library. So the other thing we did, like you said, traveling. We have pieces that are all over the country, all over, maybe not the world, but they have gone international recently as well. We had a Degas that was in Paris at the Museum d'Orsay that has come back and now is in DC. So Cleveland, a lot of the galleries throughout Arkansas. So the Bradbury Museum, UA Little Rock has an exhibition up right now that's part of our collection. So yeah, they're out traveling. The good thing is you don't have to put a mask on a pot. So it just goes out and we can get that out there.
So being 2022, when you guys relaunched the new building, is something as an exciting exhibition already in the works? Or is this something, do you already have it set that's going to be like your grand opening thing? Or
that's all those things that are being developed.
Come on, tell us a secret.
I don't know the answer. That's the stuff I don't know. That it's in developing stages that we are definitely lining up. When I first started at the Art Center, one thing that kind of blew my mind is that they were planning exhibitions more than 3 years in advance. And that's how so we would have an exhibition. I remember 30 Americans came out, and it was this beautiful collection of African-American artists. And people came in, they're like, oh my God, it's so timely. And it was to what was happening. This was probably 5 years ago. And it was, but the reality is that was booked 3 years plus in advance.
Wow.
And so it's really cool to see how those things evolve into what they become.
I can't imagine working for an organization that plans 3 years in advance, because everybody I work for plans 3 minutes in advance.
I'm more so that way myself. Yeah, I'll let curatorial and exhibitions deal with that. That's not my strong suit. That was tough today to work to 22 and work backwards to today.
Yeah.
It was like a 4 or 5 hour long meeting that we had. So
oh man,
this bourbon is tasting great right now.
I bet.
And your chair and your sofa or wherever you're sitting. So how have y'all had a new staff come in, or are you kind of holding out on staff because of what's going on, or because there's a new director?
We have a new director, Dr. Victoria Ramirez. She started October 1st. I don't know if that was her official start day, but that was groundbreaking in MacArthur Park, and she was there for that. And that was kind of the big announcement.
I met her at the Christmas party, the Contemporaries Christmas party at John Crow's, and she was so nice.
She's great.
Seemed very like cool, and just, I don't know, I just can see by just meeting her that one time, I'm like, okay, she's gonna make things happen. That's gonna be really fun.
She's definitely a great asset. And there's things that I've seen that I can't share about the building that she has looked at. I mean, she hit the ground running, and she noticed some things and changed them. And I was like, I thought that was already in the plans. She's like, no, this is going to make sense. It's like, wow. So these little things that she's doing, I'm seeing behind the scenes, are going to pay dividends in the future.
Wow. That's amazing.
And she's fun. I mean, she's like you said, she's approachable. So
she totally was approachable. I think I started talking to her not knowing who she was at first. And then when I found out, I was like, well, holy crap. She's super cool. I mean, not that they shouldn't be cool, but I mean, it's just nice when you can have a conversation about just anything, and it doesn't have to be, I think some people get intimidated by people that are in like a museum type, like, not saying, I don't want to say snooty or anything. And I haven't really I don't know anybody to give an example, but I'm just saying, like, if they don't know how to talk about art, they don't know the lingo, then you're intimidated by speaking to somebody that knows everything about the art.
I think it's kind of twofold. It's part of her title, being an executive director. That's part of that. My mom told me one time, she said, you're not intimidated. She's a CEO of Girl Scouts. She said, when people had that same reaction to her, she said, I'm a person. You're not scared of me. You're scared of the title. And that's just a title.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person just like everybody else. And I think you saw that at the Christmas party. And the thing about the museum and art is, back in my bartending days, I'd have the same discussion about even wine. And someone would come and be like, $15 for a glass of wine? That seems ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, they'll look at a painting on the wall and they say, oh, I could do that. Why is it in a museum? Why is it in a gallery? Well, what I tell people is, like what you like. That's all that matters. But it's through education experience that you start to understand and appreciate a lot more. So then you can know why it's $15 for that glass of wine. You understand why that piece is hanging on the wall. If you don't like it, that's fine. That's not for me to like shove down your throat. So that's my personal view.
Yeah. I mean, art is subjective. I mean, we all, I mean, I may like something and you hate it, but I mean, that's what's amazing about art. I mean, I like to paint when I can. I'm not great at it. I always think that I can copy some kind of abstract. And let me tell you, no. Like, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah. No. It ends up being like, if you could see what it tried to be and what it evolved to be, then it's, but it's so, I mean, I enjoy doing it. It's a release. I don't do it often enough, but I really am looking into maybe these classes, because we've talked a lot because we like classes.
Uh-huh. We do.
And
maybe we should do one together.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, we should do that.
It's one day a week for a month. So you're getting in there. You're trying to, if you like it, then go for another month. Just keep going.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to do that. And let's be honest, we're all stuck at home. So it's something to do that's outside of your norm as well. You're going to meet new people.
Yeah.
And you will be impressed by yourself.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Right in time to give somebody a Christmas gift.
Or if it doesn't turn out well, you can just come to the museum store and then
exactly.
That way. Yeah.
So you said you were a bartender, and
yes.
I know this about you, but you've bartended for a long time at the Capitol Hotel, right?
I did.
Where? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I bartended there for 6 or 7 years. I was out of a job. I didn't know what I was doing, and I applied. This was right when they were opening, so they hadn't opened after the remodel. And I walked in with no experience behind a bar except for like slinging drinks in my dorm room, and they hired me.
That's amazing, because I've always heard that they're really hard to get on with.
And what a great experience. I mean, I'm sure you met some interesting people.
I did.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, celebrity wise, I met a crazy amount of famous people came through Little Rock that you never know. I think Robert Plant was my biggest ooh. Like, that's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Robert Plant. There was one night when they did the West Memphis 3, and it was Eddie Vedder,
Johnny Depp.
I remember Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was smoking a joint out back when he met the GM, and he came in through the back door, and he did his thing. And then I remember running into him in the bowels of the hotel, and it was back behind Ashley's kitchen. It was Ashley's back then, back where we did the baking and the sweets.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp had an entourage, and yes, he had people that kind of helped guided him. But it
like his friends, like literally like Mark Wahlberg would be like bringing all his buddies. And I just don't see Johnny Depp doing that for some reason.
I think they were helping him get to point A, point B.
Employees.
No, it was like his people, because he stopped. I remember he stopped by all this bread that was just finished baking. This was probably 2 a.m. or something.
I'm so hungry.
He stops by. He's like, "Oh, bread." Like, Jack Sparrow, you don't even play a character. That's just you. And one of his handlers is like, Jonathan, we got to go. It's time to go upstairs.
Jonathan.
Yes, they called him Jonathan.
Jonathan. Come on, cocktails.
Yeah. Ben Harper sat at my bar that night. And he was like, he shook my hand. He sat down. He's like, "Hi, I'm Ben." I was like, "I know."
Is he short?
Yeah.
Is he like really short? Really?
Yeah, Eddie was tiny. Eddie, like I know him.
You know, hey,
you do.
You do. You have spoken to him. You can call him Eddie or
Dave
Edward.
Chappelle was cool.
You could call him Edward.
Dave Chappelle. I bet Dave Chappelle was really cool.
Yeah, he actually like canceled an appointment he had in Oklahoma City to hang out extra nights because he just loved Little Rock. Yeah, he's like, the people down here are great. I don't get bothered. It's like I just can go about and do my thing. He's a big motorcycle rider, so he was out riding his motorcycles.
That's awesome.
Met some local bikers, hung out with them. But yeah, it was great. And I was there at just like this pivotal time of the hotel when it was creating its identity and becoming its mark on the map. And it's cool to see those people that I worked with go out and create really Arkansas's food identity and drink culture.
You're right. You're so right, because I feel like have waited tables like a long time ago. Don't you feel that people that have bartended or waited tables, like they're a lot of them are real creative. They can't sit behind a desk. They've got to be kind of doing their thing. And I think that people learn a lot from, I mean, it's not just like, oh, they don't have a job, they're just waiting tables. It's like, there's so much more. I mean, people can't even count money back, for God's sakes.
No.
I mean, I know that's the dumbest thing, but I mean, that drives me crazy.
And it's also those soft skills that, employees are looking for.
Yes.
It's how to read a room, how to read a person.
Yeah.
In a couple seconds, knowing if you want to talk, if you don't, leave you alone. Just
multitasking. I mean,
Oh, my memory is so good.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. To be able to look down a bar at 15 and know everybody's drink order plus the Rolodex of drinks. And it was fun. It was an adrenaline rush.
Yeah. I have dreams of waiting tables. I mean, I'll have like anxiety dreams that I'm actually present. I mean, it's like present time. And I go into the restaurant and I'm like, oh yeah, they need my help. And I start helping, but I can't remember the numbers of the tables. I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I can do this.
I had one similar about 3 months ago, but I could never be a waiter. The moment I stepped beyond that bar, I froze. I was so lost. I knew table number, but it just confused me, and I just can't do it. The skill of waiters and waitresses is beyond what I could do. So I always am impressed by that.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think will be happening in the next 6 months? I mean, what, like around the holidays with the Art Center? I mean, you guys just need memberships to come up. I mean, are y'all doing any kind of fundraising that would be virtual?
We'll do end of the year fundraising. We normally do that. Memberships are always a great Christmas present. We will offer actually discounts to all the people today. So if you go on our website at arkansasartscenter.org, and on the coupon code, type in RED20, you get $20 off any membership level. So we figured that was a fun
nice.
treat. Yeah.
That is so nice.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
It makes a family membership $65 for the entire year. So
yeah,
it's also tax deductible for you and your family, which is nice.
Which also tell all the discounts you get with membership, which is like school.
Yeah, so those classes we were talking about, the store, you get 10% off of classes, and also in the store. We do just member newsletters to keep you informed. That's the other thing right now. While we don't have the building that we're going to be opening in 22, it's really staying informed and knowing what's happening before anybody else. So kind of stay on the forefront of that communication and just being plugged into what's happening with us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That also includes that museum school sale that you talked about. So that will be launching, that's going to go for a month. So that's going to be November 19th through December 18th is when we'll have that.
Let me just be clear to say, when you say student art, it's not like 4-year-olds doing art. I'm telling you, these people are amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the best pieces of art at that school sale. And the teachers, don't the teachers put stuff on too?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking around my living room right now. Probably half of it is from that sale.
Yeah.
And
oh, wow.
Kind of snobbish, just to throw it out there. So it's really good stuff. Yeah. And, with it being online, hopefully we'll have a lot more people. But the other thing is you get to know those people.
Yeah.
They're here in Arkansas. You're supporting local Arkansans doing something they love. So you're giving back, which is really nice too, by supporting them. The first time I sold an artwork, I just was so elated. It's this weird feeling that you just can't express. So it's nice to give someone that feeling as well.
Yeah. Well, so what's the Instagram? What's all the social media plugs for people to find the Art Center?
Sure. So I'm horrible at social media. I'm the worst person. And I had them email this to me earlier, so I remember it. So Instagram and Twitter is Arc Arts Center, and that's for both of them, at Arc Arts Center, and it's ARTS. Okay. And then our Facebook page is Arkansas Arts Center. We have started a new Facebook group, I believe. I don't know the difference between a group and a page and all that stuff, but go on our Facebook, and then we have Arkansas Arts Center Amplified. And that is what we're doing to really reach out to people during this time of COVID. It's what it is. It's amplifying our voice and our programming to people throughout. We are reaching people all over the country. We have members in multiple states. We have people from, I think last time we counted, it was 44 states viewed the Delta exhibition that's online right now.
Wow.
And that's, in part because of this Facebook page. So
who won Delta this year?
It was Aaron Calvert.
Ooh,
he's great. He's a ceramicist out of I should know it. I just emailed him too the other day. Okay. But I think he teaches maybe at Ozark or something.
Yeah.
So great stuff.
That's amazing.
He was in it a couple years ago with Always Facing South there, I believe. So we've had his work in a couple times, and he's definitely deserving of this award.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Makes me want to get online right now and look at everything.
I know.
Great.
I think that's what's going to be in my future this week.
Yeah.
Well, and the nice thing is with it being digital, so typically that exhibition will be up for a couple months. We extended it because why not?
Yeah.
We can. There's no harm in it. And that also allows us to also extend the programming. So most Tuesdays at noon, we do an artist talk and an interview. So we might go to an artist that's in the Delta. We might go visit their studio and hear about the work or hear about what they're working on currently. So we did one of those today. We have more coming up. That's all on our website as well. So those are done through Zoom, but they're really good.
So they're all in the archives of like, you don't have to watch it live. You can watch it.
Yeah, both. You can watch it live. The good thing about live is you get on there and you can actually ask them the questions, but all those are archived as well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
One more thing I want to ask is, and just because I loved the contemporaries. So when you are a member, you can also,
be asked if you want to be a member of an auxiliary group.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an additional, what's the additional cost for that?
So for an individual, it's $25 for the contemporaries and $40 for a couple. And it more
pays
than
for itself.
Yeah. I was joking with some friends told me the other night that this was obviously pre-COVID, but they came to an event, a contemporaries event, and they were saying, we paid more for our babysitter tonight than we will the entire year for this membership. And that includes food and drink and just the social fun and, meeting artists. I mean, this group is selecting artwork to be purchased for the Arts Center. That's something that they did. And it's a really cool group to get involved with.
Well,
really cool.
it's, sometimes it's like, that's what's so great about like looking outside your group. If this is something that you're interested in, it's so humbling and nice to meet new people and just get out of your comfort zone. If just because your friend's not doing it, you can make some new friends. And
Absolutely.
It's fun.
Expand your circle.
Expand your circle. Exactly.
Yeah. And it's fun for me to watch that because I get to see it kind of, I'm involved, but I'm also a little bit on the outside. So I can see those people who come in and then I hear them, at things talking about making weekend plans. And I mean, obviously this is all pre-COVID, but yeah,
that's awesome. Okay. Well, so I'm so excited to have you on. I could talk to you like all night. So, but
it's
let
fun.
us, we want to get membership. So we want everybody to use the code RED20.
RED20.
Support the local arts.
Support local.
Yes, please. It's we got a lot of fun things coming up, and membership's going to be a great way to stay connected.
Yeah, and let us know. And like whenever you have something, when things start kind of opening, let us know. Maybe when we can venture out of the kitchen, we'll come to her.
Yeah. So are y'all gonna take this on the road when you can? Then are you gonna?
Well, yeah. I mean, I hope so. It's actually Emily's probably like, oh my God, we have to take so much equipment.
It's a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
She just needs to teach me how to break everything down, and because she's the equipment person, and so I can help a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yes, we will go places, and we have gone some places. Where caution
Safety
can be taken into consideration. But we're going to be getting out and about.
It's just hard because during this time we don't want people just necessarily coming into her home because we're at her home. You know, so we're keeping things safe, and as everybody should be.
Yeah. Yes. When it's safe, I'll come in and we'll make cocktails together.
I would love it. Yeah. I would love that.
So that's always fun.
Thank you so much, Spencer.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Y'all. Good night. Bye.